Happy St. Patrick's Day. Welcome to the Vaping Sportsman. I'm Chris Brown and this is another in-your-face review. Today guys, we're going to be taking a look at a device, folks, that's been out for a while. I think since probably around 2014 or even 2015. It's made by Cloudwerks. It's a 22 millimeter Addy. It is non-squawkable and it doesn't have a negative post, but it has a positive post in the middle that acts as a negative post, so to speak, because it has a peak insulator around it. But anyway, without further ado, let's dive down and let's take a look at the Cloudwerks 22 millimeter Addy. And before we do that, if you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and go down, hit that like, hit the subscribe, hit the share, hit the notification as well, so that then when I release a video, y'all will be the first ones to know. And also, head on over to Patreon, and if you'd like to support me in any type of fashion, whether it be monetary or by products as well, you can check me out over there. And that'll help grow my channel as well, so that I can get better equipment, so I can bring you better videos. But guys, we've got a lot to talk about, so let's go ahead and dive down. And we're back. Now, and it will come in packaging, just as you see here. It's blue on the top, has a CW for Cloudwerks, has Addy, and the dot, that is the color, and it does come in blue. This is a Tiffany blue, as you can already see there, black and stainless. And on the bottom, it just has a barcode and Cloudwerks on the side, you know, nothing spectacular. And when you get it, you know, your Addy's normally sitting dead just in the center like that, and you will take it out. And on the bottom there is a peripheral pouch, and it does have 2 extra screws, which you'll see where they go in the into O-rings, and that's it. Nice and simple. Now, this is the Addy you will be receiving if you decide to purchase one. And you know, this was considered pretty high end at the time. It was around $50 or $60, and some places still sell it for $25. But now there are those places that sell it for $4.95. That's right, you heard me, $4.95. I know that's hard to believe, but they actually do. So anyway, this thing's really let me go ahead and give you some specs on it. Like I say, it's 22 millimeters. We will look at the bottom of it. And there is absolutely nothing on the bottom whatsoever, except for where I have screwed it on my Addy, because it was actually perfectly flawless. And it does have a brass 510 pin, and we'll start down from the top down. It is a 510 drip tip. It's not 810 compatible, because it is only 22 millimeters. It is in 3-piece. The airflow is adjustable, but when you first get it, it's extremely hard. You're gonna have to put it on a device to take it off, or you'll won't even be able to spin it. But I'm fixing to go ahead and put it, and then also now these airflows Cyclops style, and they are 2.65 millimeters by 9.65, so they are pretty large. And this measures from top to bottom around 36 millimeters. All right, now I have attached it to my box mod, and it is my VT, well, it's my H-Cigar VT 250 DNA box. And you know, we will do a short review on it, and it will be short. We'll probably do that one day this week. Because it comes pretty standard. It is for you guys to update, but we're not here for that. So now let's go ahead and let's pull the top cap off, and it comes off real nicely. As you see, it has real nice conical designing, and we'll push it through, because this is in 3 pieces, and yes, it is very hard to get off. Extremely stiff. There we are. As you see, the airflow, so it's dual. There's your 510 drip tip. Barrel is machined absolutely flawlessly. I mean flawless. And on the build deck, here we are. I know we're very interested in seeing this build deck, as I was. And if you'll see in the middle, there is one center post and there is a hole. And it is 2 millimeters by 2 millimeters. And I'm real sorry that it's not coming in clear today. I'm not sure why. I've not been having any focus problems whatsoever until now. We're just going to have to move on because truthfully there's nothing I can do about it on the video. Now, it does have a ring. You will lift this up to install your coils. Don't you love it when and yeah, that stays in the video. We're not going to edit it. As I was trying to take the ring off, I realized it's not screwed down tight enough to my device, so I couldn't take the ring off. Now, here we are. Now we're going to take this ring off on the outside. And that will expose 4 slots on the outside wall. Now those 4 slots on the outside wall, as in the center, you do see that it does have a peak insulator. It's a little dirty because yes, I have been using it. This is something I use on a regular basis. I think it's absolutely awesome, but we'll get into that later. So you will put your lead in the center of that post, and it does have a flathead grub screw, not a screw, flathead grub screw. And you can either do, you can do a single, dual, triple, and I've actually seen quadruple coils. I just run it in duals, and I use 26 gauge wire, and I normally use around 8 wraps, you know, depending on. So, and I'll usually run it, what is that, about a 0.18, but we'll give that a check in a moment to see what coils. So I do have a set of coils built. Now, I will show you how I install the coils, and then how we cotton it, and then and then how it vapes. But as you'll see, guys, I'm so sorry. Oh, there we go. It's finally decided to straighten up. Look at that. Look at that. Now you can see it perfectly. There's a 2 millimeter hole in the center of the post. Those are your 4 slots on the side, because when you build it, you want to build like a single coil with a lead coming off each side, because you want your high side going in the post and your low side coming out on the ring. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop this video, and I'm going to install the coil, and before we wick it, I will show you how to do that as well, so that way you can see how it's installed. Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and take a quick look at this as I am installing these coils at this point in time. Now, as you will see, when I put these in, I put them in vertically, and then I just bend them up. You want to trap your lead through one of the floor slots on the side. There we go, let's slow it down. And then you just can adjust the coil, slide it to the center, and then once you do, you want to tighten down this post. So now I'm going to straighten these leads up. I'm going to tighten down the post. As you can see, all I did was slide. I slid the top wire coming off the coil in the center post, and the bottom, and then the bottom lead, the top lead went straight in the post, and the bottom lead came out down the side. That's slotted, and then you tighten the ring down really tight, and then you'll clip it close, and you'll trim the inside right next to us. But let's take a stop and let's do that, and we'll take a check at that. Okay guys, I've got my leads trimmed. As you can see, it's, wow, I'm having severe trouble with my camera focusing today. But anyway, I've got my leads trimmed. We're going to go ahead and, there we go, we're going to put some cotton in. What they are now, they are 8 wrap micro coils. You know, I call them micro. There are 2.5 millimeter with 26 gauge, and they are ohming out to a 0.27. There we are. Now, I know I just hit it a little bit, so there, it should be still warm. Alright, now, just going to go ahead and let's give this thing a wick, guys. I'm going to wick it right quickly for you. And by the way, juice well with the cap, because the cap also becomes your juice well, is 5 millimeters. nice scissors. If you guys are looking for scissors like this, Fiskars, get them at Walmart. Can't beat the price. And they're absolutely great. Spring loaded. There, now we don't want to give it too much cotton. Now I'm going to go ahead and trim it right here. Let's go ahead and install this other piece. Let's give it a good little twist. And now guys, don't think you miss anything off camera like that. I'm just twisting cotton. And obviously I'm not even doing a good job at that. But no, this is a very interesting little laddie. You know, this is not for the inexperienced, not at all. You know, it's pretty easy for me, you know. And when I trim the cotton, I just trim it just a little bit. You know, truthfully, you can trim it right to the wall. Go right around the side, and when you do, it'll actually be a perfect fit. All right. Now let's go ahead and let's put our e-liquid on it. Let's break it in. Let's post the coils, and by the way, I have already pre-posted the coils. Now I just want to break the cotton in nicely. I'm still pumping it at about 18 watts. Now, let's put the cap on. Let's go back up top. Let's have a vape, and I'll give you guys all my thoughts on the Cloudwerks 22mm Addy that is only made for you drippers. Sorry guys, I wasn't sure if I had it going or not. But now back up top with the Cloudwerks 22mm Addy. Now we're going to start with the airflow wide open. I'm going to show you how smooth it is. Good God, another white out. Wow, did you guys see that? I've got it at 54 watts and it has bumped all the way up now to a 0.32. Now let's shut this airflow down because those airflow slots are ginormous. They are huge. Got my coil right up with the airflow. Let's have another vape. I'm telling you, the finish on this, the paint finish is amazing. Now cons. Truthfully, I'll be honest, there's only one con that I can find for this. A squonk pen. I wish that you could get a squonk pen for it. I know it's old. I think it needs to be re-released in some more of these awesome colors because this is like your paint that's on a car. You know, it vapes insanely well. You know, it's not a super deep juice well, but truthfully, it gives an amazing vape. It'll look great on a nice high-end mod. You know, and it's USA made. Did I forget to say that? This is made in the USA. So if you're looking for a great RDA, and guys, folks, I'm sorry for me saying guys all the time. It's not something that I say when I'm out. It's only on video, and I think it's something that has to do with my nervousness. But we're going to get past that. But anyway, if you'd like to pick one up, go online. Cloudwerks, I'm sure probably has some, but there are a few reputable sites online that have them, and you can get them anywhere from $4.95 to about $25. And like I say, it used to be $50. And if you could pick it up for $5 or even $25, it's absolutely worth it. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Enjoy your St. Patrick's Day. Hopefully you guys are not going to get too drunk. And if you do, don't drink and drive. But if you'd like to see more of me, subscribe to this channel, The Vaping Sportsman. I'm Chris Brown, and this was another In Your Face review.